Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of FTB Beyond. I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is I'm pretty sure that FTB Beyond, if all goes according to plan, is going to be daily this week. The bad news is I am backlogging a bit. I'm actually leaving on a trip this weekend, heading up to Wisconsin to deal with some business stuff, and I need to backlog. So I'm not going to have a chance to read a whole lot of your comments as these episodes are being made, obviously, but I will read all the comments as I always do, and I will address them once I return. So, fair warning, the next roughly week's worth of episodes or so are all going to be pre-recorded back to back to back to back, and yeah, it's all good. But we have a lot to do today. Also, I did a live stream earlier today. I'm recording this late Sunday night, and we set up some machinery from thermal expansion, some new stuff. We got into Enderium, we got into Signalum, I think it's called, and we set up some resonant machines. Kind of a grindy process, not an amazingly exciting process, but for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, I'm just going to go over it super briefly. So basically, if you want to make resonant machines, which are the highest tier of thermal expansion machines, you need Enderium, which you can get with tin, silver, and platinum. The platinum is the hard part. You also need ender pearls, which we have. And basically, the way that you get platinum, there we go, is well, there's a couple ways you can get it. Our quarry actually did get us some of it. It got us about a stack, and we were able to multiply that. So we actually have a fair amount of platinum, and I've got a decent amount left too. But the way that you can get platinum if you don't have a quarry, you can find it mining, although it's super rare. The best way to get it, though, is with a induction smelter, and you can essentially smelt a few different ores, nickel being one of them, with this cinnabar stuff, and you'll get platinum as a byproduct. Or you can smelt platinum ore, if you have it, with sand to get 2 platinum ingots, or with cinnabar to get 3 platinum ingots. And then there's also this upgrade right here, the pyro concentrator, which you can add to your induction smelter, and if you do platinum and cinnabar, you'll actually get 4 platinum ingots, but that requires some stuff. So basically, we went through all the steps, we got ourselves some resonant machines. It's all pretty good, and I'm sure you will see other resonant machines and things like that throughout the course of the series, so I'm not going to go into it any more than that today. But what I'm working on right now, a few things I have been working on. We're working on upgrading our refined storage system. I want to have 8 disk drives, all filled with 16K storage disks, and we're making progress, slowly but surely. I have a bunch of these 1K upgrades. I need to make those into 4K upgrades, and then I need to make the 4K upgrades into 16K upgrades. So it's a little bit of a process, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. I'm kind of chipping away at it, and we're working on it. Let's just make a couple of these guys. There we go, and we'll bump that up to 4Ks. And I am out of stuff already. You do go through the resources pretty quickly. So let's take a look. Let's do iron. Let's just grab 2 stacks of iron. We'll throw that into our solderer. I'm not going to do most of this on camera because it's a lot of just repetitive crafting and things like that. What I want to do in today's episode is I'd like to set up 2 farms. I would like to set up a sugarcane farm, so that we have a good source of paper, because obviously that's a very good thing to trade with villagers. Plus, it'll help me make paper tools for tinkers, which is going to be useful. And I would like to set up a tree farm. 2 tree farms, in fact. One for oak and one for spruce, since we're using that as a building material in our village. I have ready access. I have access to pretty much all the materials that we're using in kind of our block palette here, with the exception of oak. Oak I have to go and get manually, and that's no fun. So we're going to set up a few things. What I want is 2 farming stations from Ender IO, and it looks like I am fresh out of electrical steel. I thought I was prepared for this episode. I thought I was prepared. Apparently not. I'm not that prepared. Dang it. That's all right. We'll throw some of this into our alloy smelter, get that smelting up, and it'll be fine. All smelting. There we go. We'll just let that start cooking up. We're also going to need another one of these guys right here. This is an ender chest from Ender Storage, and it's basically, think of it like a vanilla ender chest, except you can extract and insert things into it manually. So if I put, if I have another one of them, well, actually, you know what? We're going to need to make another one of them anyway. Let's just go ahead and make it right now. So if we make this guy, and we put that down, and I throw, say, what's something I only have a couple of? These chiseled bit bags, right? I throw those in here. They'll go in. And because I have one of those ender chests hooked up over here to be automatically ported into my system, they'll go right back into here where they belong, just like that. And I have on my person an ender pouch. I don't think I made this on camera, but it's basically a portable version of this ender chest that you can keep in your inventory with you. So it's pretty useful. So what we're gonna do, I think we're gonna set our tree farm up kind of outside the village a ways, maybe like over here or so. Let's see. Where do I want to put it? I mean, I could put it right in this spot right here, but I don't think that's the best option in the world. Oh, why do I only have 1 farming station? I thought I made 2. Oh, that's right. I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough electrical steel. I knew I was forgetting something. Bam, and 1 more farming station. Okay, now we're good. So let's see if we provide this with some power. What we need to figure out. If I put this guy right here, and we put a flux point on top of it, connect it to our network, and I throw some saplings in, looks like it will go basically 3 in every direction. Okay, so that means we're going to need a 7x7 area. A 7x7 area for each farm. So let's see here. Let's just break these out. I mean, I suppose we could put them over here. This smeltery is going to be going away. Except tree farms generally do not look very good. Like, at all. They look really bad, in fact. So maybe what I'll do is I'll actually put it off here in the distance, and then we'll just chunk load it, since it's going to be pouring its drops into these ender chests anyway. So it doesn't actually have to be close to the village. So this is really annoying. You know what? This is modded Minecraft. We're not going to break all these things by hand. No, 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 no. We're going to get a tool that will make this much, much easier to do. Let's go. And I believe it's called a sickle. Let's see. Project Red. Okay, Project Red Sickle it is. I was going to make the one from Thermal, but apparently the recipe is the same, and you can only make this one, which is fine. That's okay. So, the cool thing about this is that if I do this, it's going to break basically everything, right? Way, 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 way easier than doing each one of these by hand. I can clear out a much larger area much more efficiently and quickly. So there we go. But now I have a whole bunch of useless junk in my inventory, so let's just toss that into our ender pouch. And you can see why... Oh, it grabbed my saplings. It grabbed my saplings. Okay, it's fine. It's okay. I won't need them for a minute anyway. All right, let's go ahead and sleep. There we go. Okay, so we said we needed a 7x7 area for each of these farms. So let's make sure we have that. And I want them to be right next to each other. So let's say here, and then we count 1, 2, 3, leave a space, 1, 2, 3, bam. There we go. Oh, hey, you still have a bunch of saplings in you. That's not what we want. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Now, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Here's our space, and this is gonna be like our little crawl space down here. So should be right there. 2, 3, and here, right? Yes, good. Okay, let's bring this down one more, just so I have a little bit of workspace. And there we go. Okay, now we need energy conduits to hook these up. Like so. And maybe... let's give ourselves a little bit more space here. Actually, tell you what, guys. Let me get this all wired up, and I'll come back to you and go over it with you. All right, guys. I am back, and I think I've got this figured out. So, we've basically got the 2 farmers, right? They're connected with an item conduit and an energy conduit. The energy conduit has a flux point attached to it. And then we're doing some crafty things here with channels. So on each of these, we have an in-out mode, which means that it's both going to insert items and extract items using the same item conduit, okay? We're saying we want to insert spruce with a priority of 5 on the red channel, and we want to extract everything all the time. So what's going to happen is if we put saplings in here, once they grow and they get harvested, those drops are going to get pulled into this chest, all of them, right? All the wood, saplings, you name it, okay? Then they're going to get pulled out of that chest right away on the red channel instead of the green one. Speaking of which, this is actually supposed to be in-out, insert on green, extract on red, always. Right? There we go. Okay, so switching that back. Everything goes into the diamond chest, and then it gets pulled out. If it's a sapling, and it can go into one of these farming stations, it will. If there's no room in the farming stations, or if it's not a sapling, it's going to end up going into this ender chest, where it will be transported to my my refined storage system. That is basically how this should work in theory. So, and I've got some filters here and here telling it what it should. You know what I just realized? We don't want an extraction. We want everything to be extracted here. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's good. Let's just clear that. I think this is right. So if I throw these saplings in here, we should see them start appearing over here. Why are you not getting things? It may be... Oh, there we go. It's working now. It just didn't have time to get through everything. All right, I am back. So we've got the stuff to make our hatchets. Let's just throw those in here like so. And there we go. Now, these have pretty lousy... What? That used 2 bindings. That was buggy, I think. Oh, nope, the other binding is in here. I didn't grab 2 bindings to begin with. That would present a problem, my friends. That would indeed present a problem. Okay, let's try this again. So, hatchet, tool rod, there we go. Okay, so we have our hatchets. Now notice, neither of these hatchets have any XP. They only have 1 modifier each, and as they level up, they will gain the ability to make more to get more modifiers. What I learned is that they will actually gain experience by being in here. So this just chopped down a bunch of spruce trees, and this thing is now up to 235 experience. Now, it is going through its durability, like, super, super quickly. So for a little while, I'm going to have to kind of babysit it, for lack of a better term. You know, kind of watch out for it and make sure that we are properly getting the tool repaired and stuff like that, at least until it levels up a couple times and I have room for some more modifiers. But the nice thing about this is that once I get it up to 5 modifiers, which actually won't be that hard to do, we just need it to level up like basically twice. Once it levels up a couple times, we'll be able to make this thing unbreakable. And that will then allow this to just basically be a fully automated farm that doesn't need any maintenance whatsoever. And will just continuously get me wood and lumber and things like that. So it'll work. I'm going to work on upgrading the tools and leveling them up and stuff like that. I'll do that between episodes. But what I want to do now is I want to make a sugarcane farm. Now, those of you who are familiar with Sky Factory 3 may recognize SNAD. This is not sand. It looks like sand. It acts like sand as far as the physics go. It will fall just like sandstone does, or like sand does. But it's SNAD, not sand. What it does that's special is it will grow sugarcane, or anything else that's planted on it for that matter, at a faster rate than regular sand, or for that matter, dirt or anything else. So by using this, I can make a pretty awesome sugarcane farm relatively easily. The question is, how are we going to harvest said sugarcane farm? I think I want a farm, and I think this farm is actually going to go outside. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How's that feel for a size? That seems pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how close are we to the road over here? A little closer than I want to be. Let's go over here. Okay, so this is going to be kind of the base for our farm. We are going to have 4 rows of 8 sand. Just like so. Pretty easy. And I may upgrade this later or add an additional identical farm at some point. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like this. Okay? We do need water in there, obviously. So let's just dig out this space in between. Could I extend this 4 blocks in each direction? I totally could. And that would give me a lot more space. You know what? We're going to do that. We're going to make this farm support a full stack. A full stack of sugarcane at once. So that'll make it a pretty OP and powerful farm. All right, let me get this all dug out. Let me get the water in place, and I'll come back to you. All right, guys, I am back. So we've got all of this in place, and it's looking okay. It's not looking amazing, but it's looking okay. So now what I need to do is get all of the sugarcane itself in place, which shouldn't be very difficult. And we'll get that growing. There we go. And one more row. And there it is. All right. Also, this tool, the one on the spruce tree farm, has already, and actually it's basically toast again. This thing is already leveled up once, and I only need it to level up, I think, twice to get it to maximum durability. So, there we go. So I think we'll be able to do this, like, in one go, which will be awesome. We'll actually be able to finish at least one of these in today's episode, depending. It really just comes down to how quickly it can chop down these trees. There, see, it's at 665 experience already. And we're just getting crazy amounts of spruce. I bet there's already thousands of spruce in our refined storage system. Anyway, so this is all in place. Now, this, you don't want to harvest that by yourself. That's annoying. No. That's not the way we do things around here. So we're going to set up a little bit of an automated stuff to kind of get this harvesting for us. And for that, we're going to use Actually Additions. So Actually Additions is a pretty amazing mod with lots of really cool stuff in it. And to get started, we're going to need to make the Atomic Reconstructor. We also need Black Quartz. Black Quartz can be crafted using nether quartz and coal. You cannot, in this mod pack, find it naturally generated in the world. That has thrown a couple people for a loop. So, yeah, you will need to go into the nether to get into Actually Additions. Let's grab a redstone torch and a... I guess I don't have any buttons. Okay, button. There we go. And then one of those flux points. These things are amazing, by the way. I am absolutely loving the Flux Networks mod. Like, it just makes wiring things up so much less of a hassle. It's great. I absolutely love it. But anyway, let's put this guy... Actually, if I put you here, will you get redstone? No, you won't. Okay, thought I'd check. So we need to right-click this and change it to pulse. I need to put a flux point on here. Select it, which will charge this thing up. And then, actually, you know what? Let's put this guy over here instead. And then we put a button on top, like so. And if we press the button, it'll fire a pulse every time we press the button. Okay? So, pretty easy. Now, we're going to use that for crafting some things. What I want to make from Actually Additions is... let's see, I've got 4 rows, so I'm going to need 8 of these guys, these long-range breakers. The auto breakers, super easy to make. I just need some void crystal. Void crystal you get with coal. If we take some of that, and I've got plenty of coal, so I'm not really concerned, we can just toss that right here in... Control Q? No? Well, okay. I don't know why that's not working. But we can do that. And poof, we now have 3 stacks of void crystal. Very easy. Okay? So that's one thing. And then we're also going to need some of these basic cells. And those are going to require more black quartz and also Restonia crystal, which you get by, you guessed it, doing the same thing, but with redstone instead. So let me make a few of these, and then I'll come back. All right, so I made 24 auto breakers. Now, the difference between the auto breaker and the long-range breaker, this thing will break 1 block right in front of it. This thing will break 8 blocks in front of it. So this is going to be the way to go for sure. And they're not really too much more expensive. Let's grab 8 of those guys. There we go. Then I'm going to need some more conduits, and I haven't actually gotten around to making conduits, so let me make some of this stuff, and then I'll come back. All right, guys, I am back. I think I've got it all figured out. So the sugarcane is actually all completely grown. I've hooked up all the long-range breakers, and into each of them, we're running an energy conduit, an item conduit, and a redstone conduit. Now, when I built the mob farm, there were a few of you who asked, why not just use vanilla redstone instead of the redstone conduits? The answer is, it's a lot easier to transfer redstone up and down vertically this way with these redstone conduits than it is with vanilla redstone. Also, I am not the type of person that likes having this stuff visible. I like this stuff to be completely and totally invisible where you can't see it. But I think this is basically good. I'm pretty sure, if I've done everything correctly, once I connect this thing to the power, and once this timer right here finishes ticking down, all of these should break, and we should end up with a whole bunch of sugarcane in our thing. I think. Yep. There we go. Ooh. Except it just broke the block. I thought it gathered the block. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, we have a way to break everything. So now we just need a way to actually collect the stuff. I think we can work with that. So let's look at maybe an ender hopper? I believe it's called ender hopper. Here we go, from Dark Utilities. What's the difference? It looks like there isn't a difference between these two. Okay. Let's make a... I wish I knew what the range on that was. I guess we'll find out. Let's go... chests. I need a couple of chests. Let's just go get that stuff out of the way. There we go. Let's just make a few chests. We'll toss some of this stuff away. And now I should be able to make my ender hopper. Let's just make one to start. What do you... Oh, I clicked the wrong recipe. Here we go. Okay, let's try this thing out, and let's see if we can figure out what the range on this thing is. So if I put this guy, like, over here... Nothing. Okay. So do I need to put it directly on an inventory? Because that is certainly plausible. If I put you here... that doesn't seem to be doing anything. I don't know what the range is for this. What if I put it, like, right here? Nothing. Okay. We're sciencing things. Chest. Put you here. Ender topper on... No. Okay, so what's so good about the ender hopper? It almost seems like it doesn't... Oh, no, there it picked up a bunch of sugarcane. So I guess there's just a delay on it, is what I'm assuming. But it looks like it doesn't have nearly the range that we're going to need in order for this to work. We need something that can collect items through the ground. I believe Actually Additions has a solution for that as well. Item collector? No. I can never remember what these things are called. Phantom face, phantom breaker, player interface. Let me find what I'm looking for here. Aha! The ranged collector. I knew it was something like that. Okay, let's try and create one of those and see what it looks like. Ranged collector. I'm going to need... Oh, I don't have any sticks? Really? Shame on me. There we go. All right, let's make one of those. And let's see what the ranged collector and how this thing works. Also, it has a manual. So... Looks like it has an area of 6 blocks that it will pick up. So basically, we're going to need like 3 of these guys to collect everything within our whole farm. And that's okay. I don't mind using a couple of these. So let's get a few. Now, does this require a signal? Yep. Has a filter. It doesn't auto-output its items. Okay, we can totally work with that, though. Because we have item conduits running underneath all of that. Like, under the whole farm. So I think this will actually work out pretty well. We'll just have to auto-extract the stuff. So, let's come down here. Let's go... 1, 2, 3... I think we'll put one, like, right... there. Extract always. 1, 2, maybe we'll do... Let's break this. Let's put one here. I can just connect the power down here or something. The power doesn't matter where it goes. Extract always. And then here. extract always. Okay. Hopefully, between those 3, they'll have enough to cover everything. I don't see any sugarcane lying around on the ground. So that's good. That's very good, in fact. That's a very positive sign. I'm thinking it may actually be picking it up so quickly that I can't seem to catch it. But yeah, there's definitely no sugarcane lying around, and I just heard it break. I just heard these break some things. So I think that will work. And we should be getting a pretty significant amount of sugarcane now into our refined storage system. Let's just take a peek. How are we doing on sugarcane? We're at 430. Let's let that run for a little while. And while I'm waiting on that, we have 2 hatchets, which we can repair entirely. And we'll go there and there. And then we can start working on making 2 of these guys unbreakable. So give me a minute. Let me get prepared, and I'll come right back. All right, guys, I am back. So I think I have everything needed, I should say, to make one of these hatchets unbreakable, which is going to be fantastic and super, super good. So what we're going to do is we'll throw, let's see, we need our part crafter, and I need to make a paper tool rod and a paper binding. And then we can swap some of these out. Oh, that's only going to give me 4 modifiers? Oh, no. Oh, I'm going to have to level it up one more time. And now the durability, well, with paper, I mean, it's okay. Okay, well, you know what? It's fine. We'll get it as close as we can so I can show you how this works. So basically, if we do that, that'll make reinforcement upgrades. You need 5 of them to make a tool completely unbreakable. I don't have enough modifiers to make this thing completely unbreakable. Not yet. But I do have enough to significantly reinforce it. Which means it is going to have a very low chance of actually taking durability damage. I thought I would be able to use 2 paper components and be fine, but apparently that's not a thing. A little disappointed. A little bit disappointed by that. But we can toss that guy in here. And you can see it just chopped down all that stuff and didn't take nearly as much durability damage as it would have otherwise. So it's still definitely beneficial, and that one is broken. So I'm going to do the same for the other one. But I think we're doing good. We've got a tree farm set up. We have a sugarcane farm set up. We have resources just like flying in. These are probably both completely full. Let's see. Yeah, we have 3.2 thousand. 3.2 thousand spruce already. I think I had like 600 before the episode began. So that's going very well. All in all, no complaints. But guys, I am most certainly out of time for this episode. So my friends, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.